Good morning, Jamie Rogers.
Good morning, guys. It looks delightful where you are at the moment.
It's a beautiful vista. It's a beautiful place in the world, isn't it? Scone, the Upper Hunter Valley, and it is absolutely horse heaven, and it'll be heaven tomorrow afternoon. The first race we look forward to, there's going to be 8 big races, the first at 12:20, the last at 4:40, and just some news there with the Scone Cup as well. In the betting was Tom Melbourne, but it looks like Tom Melbourne's going to Brisbane, according to Chris Waller, so he won't be in the Scone Cup. So we'll have to find another second place getter.
But it definitely one of the best carnivals on the calendar, I think, the Scone Cup.
Yeah. We
Most
urge everyone to get involved.
Yeah.
If you can't make it this year, make sure you do. You're a big supporter of Magic Round?
I am. I think this concept is a fantastic idea. And what I wanted to say to you boys is, do you think this is something that we should be taking it to areas we're trying to grow the NRL in? Because it's a great initiative.
Yeah, look, I'm all for rugby league doing things a little bit differently. I hope it's a success here in Brisbane. If it's a success in Brisbane, I think we could then take it to other parts of Australia or indeed overseas. But I think we need to get a gauge first up on how the fans and the people of Brisbane support this. If they support it well, they deserve to have it maybe for another couple of years, but I'd be open to taking it to other places as well.
Yeah, Jamie, it's all about getting that government support, and if you take it overseas, it's all about getting the support of an overseas city as well. So 130,000 tickets sold already, which is terrific. We should have 40,000 Friday night. We should have 40,000 on Saturday as well, which is great. Let's bet it down there. But the Queensland government putting in up to $2 million per year, so you need that sort of backing, but I think it'll be terrific.
Yeah, which is why it seemed a bit strange that Brisbane didn't go to that promotional event yesterday. But anyway, we'll move on. So Cody Nikorima, is he, boys, a good enough player to turn the Warriors season around?
No, he's not a miracle worker, and Cody Nikorima is not in the top 20 players of the game. They would need a Cameron Smith and a Cameron Munster, and they may turn the Warriors around. But Cody Nikorima, for mine, good player, but he's not the miracle worker that they're after.
Talent is not their issue, Jamie. Attitude, I think, is their issue, and application to execution is their issue. So
mental toughness for mine.
I can tell you what, he's a good player, but he's not that good, Cody Nikorima. I don't think anybody's that good, to tell you the truth. If Roger Tuivasa-Sheck can't do it, nobody can do it.
Well, Roger's been singing Cody's praises since he's arrived. He said it's been great having him there.
Yeah, he didn't get a plane. He walked over there, Cody. Yeah.
All right. Now, speaking of another player that's got a little bit of a question mark, and boys, Darius Boyd came out during the week and said, "My body's really good and my form I'm pretty happy with, to be honest." Considering he's probably not one of the top fullbacks of the competition at the moment, and considering how Brisbane are going, is this an unusual statement from him, or does this reinforce just how much Brisbane are struggling, that they think he is doing well?
Well, to be fair to Darius, his TV's on the blink at home. So he hasn't been able to watch the replays of the Broncos games. So if he thinks he's in good form, it must just be a mental thing, because he mustn't have been doing any video reviewing, because he's not a patch on the player he was. A 300-game veteran in the National Rugby League, Darius Boyd, he looks like he's just had enough.
Yeah, I think what you would be doing with Darius if you're the coach, you'd be sitting him down and showing him vision from 6 or 7 years ago and showing him things that he was doing then compared to what he's doing now. And you ask him and you say to him, Darius, this was you then, this is you now. Are you fully committed to us? Can you do these things again? Because if not, why not? And then the Broncos need to make a decision on Darius Boyd.
Bigger concern, he's got 2 years to go after this year.
Because he's certainly not the player he is, and that's why I believe there's a possibility that they should consider moving Darius into the 5/8 role. He's slowed down. I think he's got a good football brain. I think he's got a nice passing game. He doesn't have to run the ball as much. Defensively, he is solid, but he's not doing that at the back of the field at the moment. Organising the defensive line and putting his body on the line in certain moments. So he's certainly not the player. He's probably trying to talk himself into it. I'm fully committed. But sometimes when you're telling yourself you're fully committed, you're not there. You don't need to talk to yourself. You talk yourself into it. You're either there or you're not.
Well, guys, moving on to another player that's had some chat about him, and Gordon Tallis has come out and said he doesn't think anyone should give up on James Roberts. We know that he is currently at a bit of a crossroads in his career. He's been dropped this week against Manly. What's the answer for him?
Well, the sign of a really good player is when you hit the crossroads of your football career and you then make a decision on how you're going to react and what you want out of your footy career. And James Roberts needs to go, you know what, my form hasn't been up to scratch. My total focus hasn't been on rugby league. So I am either committed or I'm not. And if I'm committed, I give myself every possible chance to play to the best of my ability and leave a legacy behind. He's got plenty of talent. We know that, and that's why people haven't given up on James Roberts. But there comes a stage in everyone's football career that you either have to be in or you be out. And only he can decide that, or clubs decide that for him.
Yeah, look, I actually do think he's struggling with injury, that Achilles injury. I don't know how dedicated to the rehab he needs to be for that.
I don't know whether he's that happy,
Achilles injury.
Happy at Brisbane either.
Doesn't look happy. But he was, I'm not his biggest fan, but he was in terrific form after the lead up to Origin last year. He had a good Origin series as well, then he's tapered off, but he doesn't look to be having a smile on his face like he did this time last year, James Roberts.
No, I think he'll be playing at South Sydney this season at some point.
As soon as they work out the Greg Inglis salary cap issue.
All right, guys, let's swap over now to cricket. And Justin Langer wants Steve Smith and David Warner to be leaders without titles, but he said they must show humility to adjust to their demoted status in Australian cricket. Can this actually work? You're demoted as the captains, and yet you still are required to be a leader without the title.
Yeah, it certainly can be effective. Well, it happened to me during the Super League. I was
You sandpaper on the rugby league ball?
No. I was the captain of New South Wales, and I was vice captain of Australia, and Mal stood down, and then Super League happened. And then I came back into the New South Wales team, and the captaincy was taken off me with Freddie. Yeah. So it can happen. And
you didn't spit the dummy?
No, you've got to put it behind you and you accept it and you move on. So I don't think there'd be an issue with Stephen Smith and Dave Warner. I think you realise that that's the decision that has been made. You move on. And both those players, I'm sure, want to come back and earn the respect, not only of their peers, but the Australian public. So they're not going to carry on. They'll carry themselves with good humility and grace. And they know the only thing that they can do is go out there and get runs for Australia. And when they do that, a lot of people will be forgiving them.
I'm with Loz. I think they'll be good leaders as well, in particular Steve Smith.
And that's the burning questions, guys. Enjoy your time at Scone.
We will. We'll miss you, though, Jamie.
I'm there in spirit. I wish I was there. I'll be back next year.
Don't worry, we'll find a couple of spirits up here ourselves. It's now 8:30.